I am Keri Gilder, the CEO of Colt Technology Services. And Colt is a modern telecommunications company that specializes in voice and data services for the business market. We have fiber connectivity to 29,000 buildings and over 900 data centers. And this spans all over the globe. And that makes us actually the leader in connected cloud with our API-based on-demand solutions, which I know is important to the discussion today as we're looking at this partnership and this discussion with the women in RPA. Yeah, you know, it's interesting. Last I counted, I was one of 5 female CEOs in the telecommunications industry. So there's a very small knit group of us. And what this means is that I'm one of the very few that are providing diversity of thought around the industry. It also means that I solely and absolutely understand my responsibility of being a role model and a mentor, as well as an enabler of diverse talent. So, you know, just like our telecommunications network, I have to be the connector and the evangelist for inclusion and diversity, and I have to make this central to our business strategies and move on from it being a moral imperative. First, I have to say I have very little fear. I have always been willing to take on a challenge, whether that's jumping out of an airplane or jumping across the pond with my family to live here in the UK. Second, I'd say I am very resilient and I have a very, very strong desire to learn. When I do fail, and let's be honest, all of us do at some point in both our lives and in our professional careers, I see it as an opportunity to learn and quickly move on. I remember a time back in high school, I was taking a computer science course on the basic language. I know that's quite old, but so am I. And at the time, I was really challenged by the program that we were supposed to build. And I could actually not get mine to work by the assignment deadline. So I got an F on the program. But I couldn't stop. I had to keep going. I knew that with just a little bit more time, I could solve the problem. And so I kept working on it. And I turned it in a week later. And after I turned it in, my teacher said, "I've never had a student do this before. Why did you do this?" And I said, because I wasn't going to fail myself on solving the problem. And I needed to know that I could actually do this in order to move on. So in a way, this enabled me to fail, but also gain the knowledge that I needed in order to enable me for the future. So I have little fear, I have a lot of resilience, and a strong desire to learn. First and foremost, you don't have to be perfect to progress. You don't have to wear a coat of armor to be competent. You don't have to be a genius to be great. But what you do have to do is believe that you belong. You have to be bold and you have to be boastful about what you've done, but in the right way and at the right time. And you do have to chart out your career. You have to understand the IQ and the EQ that's required for your next step. What is it that you need to learn? Who do you need to know? And you need to treat this plan like you do everything else in your life, your personal finances, your kids' calendar, your physical, workouts. You need to refer to it once a week. You need to treat it like your KPIs in your business, and you need to prioritize it in your life so that you can take the right actions and you can ensure that you're creating the right engagements and engaging in the right engagements in order to move forward. I believe that if you do this, what you'll realize is very similar to what I realized, that you can come from a small town like Leadville, Colorado, and you can move to a big city like London. You can transform from a Unix system administrator, a programmer, a network engineer, into a managing director of Europe, Middle East, and Africa, and ultimately become a CEO. Keep your mind open and keep learning.